Is a Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 ready for VR? In today's video, we're going to check out my first flight impressions of the Pimax Crystal Super within Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Let's jump straight into the video. Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, let's just say a rocky launch till now would be the best compliment you could give this sim in the past 9 months. But after a few sim updates, I wanted to give VR a try and see what Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 could provide in terms of the level of detail performance I'm looking for with a VR experience. No, this is not my first introduction to VR, but I've had many headsets through the years from HP, Oculus, Pimax, and Vario. Most of my VR flying hours have been used for using real-world flying and procedures, keeping my skills up for when I'm not flying in the real world. Not only does VR have an entertainment factor, but VR is great for real-world concepts and applications for real-world flying. A big shout out to Pimax, who sent over the Pimax Crystal Super for me to try, and I have to tell you, I'm very impressed and it exceeded my expectations. VR has come a long way, and when it comes to VR within Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, it's hard to pass the Pimax headsets, and they're even a VR partner for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. That being said, the Pimax Crystal Super has a resolution of 3080/40 with a PDD of 50 and a field of view of 120 degrees, which is absolutely awesome in my opinion and really enhances the immersion. Has QLED screens, eye tracking is available, forfeited rendering, and it doesn't need a battery. It's just plug into your PC and go. Setting up the Crystal Super was super easy, and it was just a plug-in to the GPU, one plug-in to the USB, and one plug-in to the power outlet. Took less than 2 minutes to set up. Then I downloaded the Pimax Play software and we're up and running. I did watch a few videos of our good friend Steve from Flight Sim VR Guy on some basic settings to use within Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 for the sim itself and also the Pimax software, which was super easy considering what I have experienced with other headsets in the past. My current PC isn't the greatest, and I found that the performance within Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 and the Pimax was a big surprise, and a few small tweaks that was recommended by Steve, I can attain a smooth experience with my current setup, and now very much looking forward to see how the performance will be on a new PC build, which I'm currently doing at the moment. I'll share some screenshots of my settings, but if you want to get a new VR headset like the Pimax or other brands, I highly recommend checking out Flight Sim VR Guy, checking out Steve's channel. He has all the latest news and updates when it comes to VR hardware. Jumping into the sim, we are in the Flyboy Simulations RANS S6, and we are on approach to Caloundra, which is my local airport in the real world. I've done this approach many times in the real world and will overfly the airport here at 1,500 feet. We'll descend on the non-active side and enter the circuit on a midfield crosswind for runway 23. When it comes to real world flying, in this situation like this, you are spending about 95% of your time looking out of the windscreen of the aircraft and looking in all sorts of directions. VR, in my opinion, is the only way you can get close to the real situation from sitting in the comfort of your own flight sim desk and PC. At this point, we are descending down to the circuit altitude of 1,000 feet on the dead side, and now we're entering the circuit at the midfield point. Things happen pretty quickly at this point as we now making our way through our before landing checks and turning into the downwind leg and getting ready for slow flight. At the same time, looking at your position, avoiding traffic and keeping the correct altitude and speed. This is why VR is a great tool for real world operations. Time to drop the flaps, get ready for slow flight and make the turn to base. Once we are on base, we'll drop another notch of flaps and line up for approach into runway 23. You can see a few times during the flight I wasn't quite happy with the position of my headphones and the headset, and since this flight I've only used the speakers that come with the Pimax kit, which makes the headset more comfortable and the audio is pretty good. Really, when it comes to all my other headsets, I've had to use my headphones. I'll leave you with the touchdown. Let's just say it could use a little bit of work. In my opinion, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 is definitely ready for VR. I was really surprised with my current PC specs on how well the Crystal Super from Pimax performed, and with a basic setup out of the box, I wasn't expecting the clarity of the headset to be so good as what it was. It took minutes to get up and running and flying within the sim, and I've been very impressed to say the least, considering comparing this to other experiences I've had with other headsets in the past. We will be back in a month or so. I'll give you my journey when it comes to the Pimax Crystal Super with a bit more detail and a bit more of a in-depth review. But for now, it's been an awesome experience. I just want to give a quick shout out to Pimax for sending the Crystal Super over. I already can tell you I'm going to give this headset a lot of use. Pimax has also provided the community with a discount code so you can save a little bit of cash off the price if you wanted to pick one up yourself, along with an additional $120 Australian off for a limited time. I'll leave all the details in the description below, and also some links if you want to check out some more information about the Pimax Crystal Super. And of course, we will be back with some more VR and also flight sim hardware videos and news. So feel free to subscribe to the channel, and we will see you in another video very soon. Happy simming, everybody.